How's it going, people? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing alright again this evening. So then guys, it's that time of the week. It's time for your opposition focus ahead of Norwich versus Leeds United taking place on Sunday afternoon. This week we're joined by Jacob from the CanaryCast YouTube channel, who as always with these guys is just going to be giving us a little bit of an insight from the opposition's perspective. He'll be speaking about obviously Norwich's poor start to this season, let's just put it like that, and obviously he'll be giving his overall thoughts on Leeds and how he thinks this game is going to go. So just before we hand over to him, please smash the like button, please subscribe and share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section, and yeah, over to you, Jacob.
Hi everybody, Jacob here from CanaryCast, buzzing to be on the channel, asked onto the channel to speak about and preview the huge game of Norwich versus Leeds on Sunday. From a Norwich point of view, the season has, probably been as bad as it could have possibly been. 2 points from 9 games, some embarrassing results, not least the 7-0 to Chelsea recently. Yeah, it's a tough start to the season. Obviously, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Leicester, our first 4 games. We weren't expecting anything really massively out of those games. Leicester should got a point out of. Arsenal was unlucky not to hold them out for a 0-0. And the other two, obviously convincingly beat us. But it's been the games against the likes of Watford, against Brighton, that we've just seen a real lack of cohesion at the minute from Norwich, and obviously culminates in that 7-0 to Chelsea, which was one of the most embarrassing results I can remember being a Norwich fan for a long, long time. It wasn't just being outclassed; it was as well just seeing a lack of effort really, and a poor overall performance against the team that didn't even have a striker. Daniel Farke's starting to come under pressure. He's been with us for now for almost 4.5 years, and this is the first real time it's starting to ramp up under him. Doesn't really seem like too much of a game plan. It is kind of just consolidate at the minute after such a poor run of results. It was try and get a couple of results back to back, which we did do away at Burnley and at home to Brighton. But then, just that battering by Chelsea has really reset all of that. Those positives, if there were any. 2 goals scored all season, minus 21 goal difference. I mean, Leeds are coming to Carrow Road at the perfect time, really. Norwich are poor, so it's not exactly a moment where you ask a Norwich fan and say, "Yeah, we're feeling confident." I've seen a few Leeds fans say they're not as confident either. Obviously, tricky start for you. I think a lot more has been to do with your injuries. Obviously, Callum Phillips being out was a massive miss. Saw Rafinha went off at the weekend against Wolves. Fingers crossed for us. He's injured. Obviously, for you, you'd love to have him. But any help we can get is brilliant. Obviously, Patrick Bamford, who played for us very briefly, also being out. So, I look at those kind of 3. If they're in there, then Leeds will, I think, win quite comfortably. If not, then maybe more of an even game. Obviously, the last time we met in that brilliant championship campaign where we managed to go up and you just missed out, which was unlucky because obviously at the Carrow Road 3-0 Leeds, it was one of the best performances I've seen from a away side in a long time. And Marcelo Bielsa, I'm a massive admirer of him, just looking from afar. I look at that squad and think if there's another manager, I mean, of a lesser caliber than him, probably doesn't go anywhere near keeping that team up, really. He's pushing the absolute maximum and beyond, and really kind of look at Ayling, look at Dallas, and Cooper as well, gone on and be Premier League defenders, players. Is brilliant. Look, Dallas is a perfect example, really. Just plays absolutely anywhere that's necessary. Watched the highlights against Wolves, and it definitely deserved a point. I felt from what I saw. Gelhardt looks a good player. Saw him when he was at Wigan, and always thought he was going to be a bright prospect. And I think Leeds got an absolute bargain in him for 1 million. There's obviously a couple of young players coming through. For Norwich, it's a huge game because we have to win. We have to win. We're at home. Obviously, Leeds have not won away yet. Only won 1 game all season, just outside the bottom 3. Norwich need to start picking up points now. It's no point us speaking about we haven't spent enough money or we have to be competitive this year. We've spent 50 million. I think our sporting director came out and said the 12th most in every Premier League club this summer. So we have to go and compete now. The squad's not gelling properly yet. Mateus Norman in midfield is a very good player. Is being played at defensive midfield. I don't really know if he is that kind of player. Probably needs someone else alongside him. But that midfield is an issue. That's why I'm hoping that Callum Phillips, I know he played in the cup game, is not risked to start a game. I think he will. I think he'll make a massive difference into that midfield because I just think any kind of quality in there we will struggle against. Pierre Lee Malou, who's big French lanky midfielder, and Kenny McLean just haven't cut it yet. Lee Malou, a bit of a slow player, kind of your typical from France midfielder, really, not quite picked up the pace yet. He's good on the ball, but he's almost being asked to be a box to box, which just isn't him. Like I say, Norman's almost doing two jobs midfielder, and Kenny McLean's just not being good enough yet. Norwich have been playing a 5-3-2 in the last few games, and there's a massive gap between the midfield and the attack, showing that we don't really know what we're doing. We used to, well, as you've seen, when we were obviously battling out for the championship title, we used to be able to play the ball around really nicely. That's gone this season. It was the same last season as well. We played the ball really nicely and obviously won the championship again really comfortably. Obviously lost Demi Buendia and Ollie Skip, our two best players. Skippy going back to Spurs and Buendia being sold to Villa, which still a lot of Norwich fans are still a bit, why on earth do we do that? But yeah, it's one of those where we just haven't really gelled yet. You got Christophe Joly, so he's a very exciting young talent, not being used enough yet. Missed a penalty against Liverpool in the League Cup when he shouldn't have taken the penalty. Apparently, he was not the designated penalty taker. Daniel Farke is quite hot on that, so we won't be seeing him again or haven't seen him again since. And yeah, might not again on Sunday. So that might, he's a good talented player if he comes on, but no guarantee there. Milot Rashica, he came from Werder Bremen. Again, very exciting player, very quick, your traditional European winger, really. Just not sure he's adapted. He hasn't adapted yet. So Josh Sargent up front had a brilliant chance to get Brighton. If you didn't see that, watch it. And Norwich fans can't because it makes you cry. And obviously Timu Puki's the main threat up front. We just haven't served him properly. He scored our only two goals, one from a penalty against Leicester, the other one against Watford, where Norman plays around the corner. Style of play, I would normally say we like to pass the ball around, but honestly, this season it's been nothing. It's been lump it up to the big man in Sargent and try and make him run with it, which is very unlike Norwich, and we just don't really have a system at the minute. Obviously, like I say, off the back of a 7-0 against Chelsea, Ben Gibson got sent off, 2 yellow cards, so he'll miss the game. So in terms of formation, honestly, it's completely up in the air. For 4 years, we've been playing 4-2-3-1. And then in pre-season, Daniel Farke decided to change to a 4-3-3, where we were relying on Billy Gilmore at defensive midfield. He's never played there, so pointless and didn't work. And yeah, it's clearly not worked. He's picked up a couple of injuries since and not been playing. Matthias Norman's come in. We're kind of playing a 5-3-2 now, where again the midfielders don't really know what they're doing. There's no advanced midfielder, so really for Leeds, there's no real need to have too much cover if it's that formation again. Because we will just lump it up to Sargent, who's got quite a poor touch, and it'll probably come straight back to you if you use the traditional Leeds be able to press. I think you'll be absolutely comfortable. Ozan Kabak's come in from Schalke, obviously played for Liverpool at the back of the last season. He's struggling to not adapt, but just getting up to match fitness. Hasn't played for months and months, which is showing he's still quite rusty. Grant Hanley can switch off at times as well. I generally don't know if it'll be a back four or back five. I'd love to be able to tell you. Back Aaron has been poor this season. Just everyone, all across the board, really hasn't been good enough. In terms of what I'm thinking about the game, like I say, if your main players are there, I think you beat us quite comfortably, 2-0, 2-1, but a comfortable 2-1. Like we don't really have any sustained pressure this season. Our confidence is a record low. We haven't actually taken the lead yet this season, not for a single minute. So yeah, this is the best time to play in Norwich. It might be a bit of you thinking along come Leeds or typical Leeds get Mike struggling this game. I just can't see it. I think at the minute we're just at rock bottom. Carrow Road will be buzzing in terms of, but if you score first, it will start turning, and that's the best way I can describe it for Leeds. Get that first goal, and you will see that place will turn potentially quite quickly on Daniel Farke because just not being good enough recently. I hope we can score. I hope we can win. But at the minute, I'll go for a 2-1 Leeds. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to the game. Fingers crossed. I'm completely wrong. We come out a bit more with fight, but this season we haven't seen it yet. It will take a big turnaround, and I don't see how that's going to happen this quickly after a 7-0 loss. But yeah, wish you the best of bad luck for Sunday. Hope you stay up for the rest of the season. Though brilliant footballer to be else. Love him as an opposition fan. He just seems to have completely transformed that club, and he must be brilliant to have as a coach. Whilst sometimes stubborn, yeah, must be absolute dream to have him. Best of bad luck, and yeah, hopefully we can beat you. But yeah, nice. Thanks for having me on the channel. Much appreciated. You can see us on CanaryCast on everywhere, every social platform, and I'll see you soon.